Yo, what's poppin' guys, Sizzle here, and today we're taking a look at the PP-Bizon skins to try and figure out which one's the best. First we have stock, which it's alright. Nothing crazy, it's just kind of a metallic overall finish. Probably just, your usual D-tier stock skin. I think it's this one. Oh wait, no, this one's definitely a bit closer. Okay, that's probably it. Yeah, there we go, D-tier. Then next up, we were at first real skin, which is the PP-Bizon Irradiation Alert. It's kind of a shit, like, literally, unironically, just shit coloring. Like the color of poop across the whole weapon, and then you just have this yellow little radiation sign peeking out. Unlike a lot of the other radiation sign skins, this one really doesn't hit as hard because the background colors are actually atrocious. Honestly worse than stock, but probably not an F tier, so I'm going to put it low D tier. Then next up, we have the PP-Bizon Forest Leaves, which, I mean, it's a camo skin. I'm not the biggest fan of camo skins. Probably just another understock D tier for me. You see so many camo skins in CS that I can't really go into detail on each one. Then we have the PP-Bizon Urban Dash, which I don't know what this is. You have like ash, like the stuff from like fire when you burn something, as the background, and then you have all these random like black paint stripes across the whole weapon. It looks absolutely horrifically bad, and there's actually better looking just white skins for the Bison, so it doesn't even have the the benefit of a nice background color. It's just an F tier skin. I've never used this thing. I don't know why anyone would. Then we have the PP-Bizon Sand Dash, there we go, which is the same thing, but the paint stripes are hidden a bit more because they kind of blend in with the background. But it's really just like a camo skin, like from 99% of people, and it's not really a good one at that. Honestly, just gonna put it in D tier for now. There's another camo skin that's a sand camo. It's just going straight to F tier. Anyway, next up we have the PP-Bizon Bamboo Print, which is a really absurdly bright white skin. With a few like palm trees, I think, going across it, or probably bamboo plants or whatever, considering it's called the bamboo print. But yeah, it's just a super bright white skin. Pretty solid. Definitely probably a B tier if I had to say so myself. Then next up we have the PP-Bizon Facility Sketch, which, as you can see, virtually the same thing, just with more design, and it's much cheaper. Like the other one I think is $2 right now, and this is 4 cents. I don't know what this weird emptiness or texture bug is. That's actually really... I don't think that's how it's supposed to look. There's probably some bug in my game. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty much the same bright white. It's like absurdly bright and white. It's definitely worse than the other one, but by so little that I would just get this one as the cheaper option. If you just want a really nice, bright, white, noticeable skin. Then we have the PP-Bizon Seabird, which is a really bland skin. I mean, navy blue top, light blue bottom, and then the tan back. Kind of has the color scheme of the Tornado for a lot of other skins. And it probably is, honestly. But, yeah. I mean, it's a somewhat clean finish, but nothing too crazy. I'd say it's just a solid, like, low C tier. I can even find it on this. There it is, yeah. Because it's got some okay colors, but it's also got a lot of damage to it and doesn't look particularly amazing. Anyway, next up we have the PP-Bizon Death Rattle, which is a snake camo skin. Honestly, just a better desert camo than the other one. More than a snake camo. I know it's actually pretty decent as a snake camo, but yeah, that puts the other random stripe one down to F tier, and this is now our low D tier kind of desert skin, even though it really is just a snake skin. It doesn't look any different than an actual camo skin. Then we have the PP-Bizon Anubis, which I know this is trying to be something that isn't a camo skin, but it really just looks like a god-awful camo skin, like really, really bad, just unpleasant to look at. I would just say it's another F tier. I can't be bothered with it. Anyway, next up we have the PP-Bizon Carbon Fiber, which actually is a pretty decent finish on the top here, but the rest of the skin is still stock, and the top isn't so good that it kind of takes away from that, so it really just is like stock, but with a different top, which fits it less. I'd say this is F tier, not for being bad, but just because stock is honestly debatably just better here. so there's no real reason to use this. Then we have the PP-Bizon Night Ops, which is a blue camo skin. It's at least a unique color, somewhat, even though there's clearly a lot of blue Bisons. I'd say this is still just above stock, just because the coloring's a bit nice. But it really is just a camo skin, so I can't put it much higher. Then we have the PP-Bizon Chemical Green, which honestly I would have used to say is just a solid lime barrel and lime finish, and that's about it. But there's actually just a better version of this that exists now in the fuel rod, which we'll see later. But I mean, it still is pretty solid. I can't give it too much bad talk. It's kind of just the same thing as that other skin in C tier, and as such, it will be placed in C tier. Then we have the PP-Bizon Candy Apple, which is inverted. It's got a really nice gray bottom and a really nice red top, which I think looks a lot nicer, and every candy apple are pretty much beautiful. I mean, they just have a really beautiful, sleek finish, and this one is no exception. Very solid A tier skin. Next up, we have the PP-Bizon Breaker Box, which I think this was trying to be. I don't know what this was trying to be, but they only did it to half the skin, and the other half looks super out of place because of it. I'm not using this. I don't like it. It's F tier. Like, just finish your skins. Then next up, we have the PP-Bizon Modern Hunter. This one, for some reason, has a resin paper, which is kind of expensive. But just like every other Modern Hunter, this looks stupidly out of place and just doesn't look good in the slightest. Pretty much exclusively a trade-up skin to my knowledge, and even then, I don't think this is a particularly good trade-up skin. It doesn't look good. I don't know why a lot of people like this. I mean, the color scheme isn't god-awful, but it really isn't that great. And the actual design on the weapon is god-awful. It's just not great. Let's see if I can find it, if I already put it somewhere on the tier list. I don't really know. Oh, I think this is the snake camo, so that means this was the Modern Hunter. Honestly, I'm just gonna put it high F, low D. It's still worse than stock in my opinion. Then we have the PP-Bizon Rust Coat, which, yeah, it's like a rusty top and handle, but for some reason they didn't do the barrel. I don't know why. Or the back, for that matter, but that's like a lot less noticeable than the whole barrel. With the Bison, you see the barrel a lot, because half the time you unload your whole clip, and you see this massive barrel cover your whole screen as you reload. So having an untextured barrel is actually kind of a big problem. Otherwise, this wouldn't have looked horrible. I mean, it's a rust coat, it's not too bad, but honestly, because of that, I think stock fits a bit better, but not by that much, so I'm going to put the rust coat right under stock. I think that's kind of justified. Then we have the PP-Bizon Brass, which has the same problem, but fits a bit better. Honestly, the brass and stock barrel kind of fit together a bit more. But brass still doesn't look particularly nice, but it does look a bit better than stock. I'll give it that, but a bit is the key word there. It's not that much better. I'm still putting in D tier. Then next up, we have the PP-Bizon Cobalt Halftone. Same problem, stock barrel, but this time with a really shit top finish. Like, there's nothing unique or good going on really in the top here. It's kind of just a worse version of that blue camo skin we saw earlier. And just for that, I'm gonna have to put this one in F tier. I really don't think you should be using it. There seems to just be a lot of bad Bison skins out there. Then we have the PP-Bizon Water Sigil, which, I mean, it's nothing crazy. It doesn't look really that good, but it also doesn't look too bad. I mean, you just have like these little like waves going across the thing with these little water wave symbols going across the thing as well. The back here isn't really colored, but you literally never see that, so that's fine. But it is really dull and just kind of uninspired. I'd say probably just above the blue camo skin, but that's about all I can give it credit for. You just have a lot of stuff on the bottom here. Then we have what I currently use, which is the PP-Bizon Photic Zone. It's a really, really bright skin compared to a lot of the other Bison skins, and the reason I use it is because it was just cheap to pick up and looks okay. And I mean, yeah, that's what it is. It looks okay. It's a turquoise skin. It's still somewhat of a camo skin, but it's a lot less noticeable because of all the neon and just generally bright coloring the skin. You don't see the camo as much, which is kind of a positive. Honestly, just a low B tier. Like, I know I'm using this and I should have some bias toward it, but it's nothing crazy. I just have it because it is so cheap to pick up. And it is kind of unique. I mean, there's not too many things with this color scheme in CS. Then we have the PP-Bizon Harvester, which I think is trying to be like a steampunk version of the Bison, which it kind of pulls off, but doesn't make it really that good, but it doesn't make it completely horrible. I'm gonna say low C tier, because there's clearly some time and effort put into this, and I can see some people really liking. A lot of people really like weapons that look like they're old or have been used a lot, and I think this fits that category really well and has a lot of detail to go with it. Then we have the PP-Bizon Jungle Slipstream. It's a camo skin, but somehow worse because you have this neon handle that sticks out of the camo skin and defeats the whole point of camo. Like, if you're gonna do a camo weapon, you gotta commit the whole way. That's probably the worst skin we've seen so far. Low F tier. Might even need like a double F tier for that thing. Then we have the PP-Bizon Night Riot, which is the same light blue camo, but only on the front third of the skin, and then the rest of it's like a slightly better version of stock. Honestly, I think you want to commit at that point. Just go with the full light blue camo like this had. I'm just gonna put this in F tier again. The light blue camo right above stock is just a straight upgrade to this in every way, and it's not even more expensive. I think it's actually cheaper. I don't know why you'd ever use this thing. Then we have the PP-Bizon Runic, which it's kind of interesting. It's like super HD. Tried going for like the little, heat spots that they have on the Mac 10 Heat, and then it has like, is that like I can't tell if this is supposed to be a wooden stock, wooden handle, or like a really plasticky one, but I'm gonna go with wooden because I don't know. It seems like it would be. It says something in the middle here. It might be the guy who made the skin. And then honestly, with the way the barrel looks, it almost looks like a minigun, which kind of fits well with the PP-Bizon because it fires so many bullets that it honestly sometimes feels like you're playing, heavy from TF2 and just running at people, spraying your gun. Honestly, pretty well designed. I'll give it some good credit there, and because so many skins are so low, I'm going to start moving some stuff up. Candy Apple is now A tier, and I think this is a bit more balanced. Yeah. Anyway, then we have the PP-Bizon Lumen, which, yeah, it's just trying to be an Ultra HD stock Bison, except I don't like it as much as I've liked a lot of the other futuristic skins. I mean, it's better than stock for sure, but I wouldn't really say by much. Honestly, probably worse than that steampunk Bison, and definitely worse than everything above it. Probably a low C tier. Then next up, we have the PP-Bizon Antique, which, yeah, I mean, it's got a really nice looking kind of reload type thing here. It's got a really antique looking design, and the rest of the weapon also has got an antique looking design and a lot of like damage, a lot of scratches and whatnot that actually fit this skin really well. This one clearly a lot of time put into it, and looking at this, you can see the time that was put into it and that it looks really, really, really clean. I'm honestly going to say I'm putting this in A tier and putting the Phonic Zone or whatever down to B tier, because I do really like the way this antique looks. Then we have the PP-Bizon Osiris. It's one of those like racing looking skins. I don't know if you know what I mean, but there's a lot of skins in CS that look like they're like designed around like race courses, and this is one of them. It's got a somewhat clean finish, but somewhat mediocre color scheme and overall pattern. It's okay. Probably gonna put it, honestly, middle of C tier. Probably below the steampunk thing. Honestly, I think I'm giving the steampunk thing not enough credit. I'm gonna put it to top of C tier instead of like the middle there, which I think is a bit more fair. Anyway, next up we have the PP-Bizon Blue Streak, which, yeah, I mean, it's in the name. Got blue streaks and a really nice-ish blue handle. It doesn't really fit the skin too well, but it's at least effort put in, and it somewhat fits the skin. And honestly, you don't really see it that often. Otherwise, this looks like that design that you've seen on... I don't know if anyone's gonna know what I'm talking about, but this looks like that one design they have on like every plastic cup at schools. I'm sure someone will get the reference what I'm talking about. It's those like one streaks. But yeah, it's okay. The skin is just alright. It's probably just a brighter version of like these blue and camo skins, so probably just top of D tier. Honestly, and I can't really put it much higher. You can't put anything from D or F tier any higher. They're all just really bad skins. Then we have the thing I was talking about earlier, the PP-Bizon Fuel Rod, which is kind of beautiful. I mean, it sucks that it's not animated, because I know now people figure out ways to like animate CS skins, so you could have this be like animated like water, probably, and that would look even cooler. but this is basically just an upgrade version of that green skin in C tier, and it's really well themed. I mean, it's literally a fuel rod at the bottom of your skin. Honestly, I'd say it's a solid A tier. Might even move it up to S because, I mean, this really just looks clean. I mean, your eyes get drawn directly to this, and then you got that nice little radioactive symbol, and the rest of the skin kind of has the right wear and whatnot that suggests that you're carrying a fuel rod, I guess. I don't know, it feels right, if you know what I mean. Then we have the PP-Bizon Embargo, which, I don't know, it's trying to do a lot. I see a stamp, I see like a woman here, I see, you know, a bottle cap, and then the thing being flammable here is actually kind of cool. And it even says flammable here and has like a warning there. And it has some like flames going off the top, but I think this is a lot of cool ideas just kind of mashed together that don't fit well together, right? Like, I don't see what the flammable has to do with anything else on this gun. At least the bottle cap and stamp go well together with this probably postcard right here. The star and this little design here don't really fit anything else here, and the flames at the front don't fit the flammable part, and they don't fit the rest of this. I guess it's got a somewhat cool, like, rainbow fade-like tip. But otherwise, this is just, and it's got like an overall rustic look at the back here. So it's like 50 different ideas all combined, and I don't think they fit particularly well together. I'm not saying they're horrible, like this is probably still better than the Osiris, and the other like HD Bison. And honestly, probably those recolors too, but this is definitely, probably leagues under the Steampunk. I'm moving the Steampunk up to low B tier. I'm coming to realize that was actually one of the better things we saw. But yeah, I mean, just a lot going on, and I don't really like how it got combined. I don't really know how to explain why, but yeah. Then we have our last purple, the PP-Bizon Space Cat. Pretty recent one, and it's pretty clean. I mean, it's Space Cat. It's a like terrifying space cat monster thing that you can even see is split apart at the torso and has like holes for eyes and stuff. It's pretty well done. Really nice color scheme, really solid design. It's really good all around. I'd say probably a solid A tier. Yeah, well deserving of that spot. Then we have our one and only pink PP-Bizon, and probably my favorite one in the whole game, the PP-Bizon High Roller. I mean, this is just beautiful. Like, you can't look at this and tell me it's not like the perfectly designed Bison skin. The chips as the barrel pipe thing here is just perfect, and then they fill the rest of the skin with so many matching colors and stuff, and you know, cards, dice, you know, the spades and all that, and like just everything fits together so well on the skin, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The color scheme, the design, everything is supreme. I might pick myself one of these up, depending on how much money I have lying around, because they're not like super pricey, because no Bison skins really are, except the ones using trade-ups. Like, I think this one's $9 max. But then again, I also rarely use the Bison, so I'm not sure if I'm going to put in that money or if I'm just going to stick with what I have. But yeah, really, really clean skin. Definitely the best Bison skin out there. And then we have the only red, which is the PP-Bizon Judgment of Anubis, which, I mean, you got Anubis as the core here, but I think whoever designed this, I mean, when you're looking in-game, you actually will probably see this, so never mind. The glow they actually did in the front here saved this entire skin, because this green glow actually directs your attention back to the design of Anubis, because the rest of the skin just has some weird looping tangled pattern that isn't that great, but the Anubis part's okay. So yeah, I mean, it's a solid, probably A tier, and I'm honestly, with how things have been across this tier list, I'm moving up the Space Cat to A tier and the Fuel Rod, sorry, S tier. I think they can kind of fit there. But yeah, that's all the Bison skins. Hopefully you guys enjoyed looking at these as much as I did. Hopefully, I don't know, if you disagree with anything, feel free to comment below, or if you agree with me, also comment below, you know, help me with the algorithm or whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you around the next one, and have a nice day.